Hi, today I'm going to be showing you on how to install the Lead Tracker Manager version 1.0.6. Once you get the files, unzip them, and you're going to have three folders here. The main files you're worried about are the Lead Tracker installation files. I went ahead and copied these already into a new directory on my IIS server, and I just called it Lead Tracker. I placed the files in here. Now you can go ahead and open up your web browser and either hit your domain name, or since I'm a local host, it's going to be localhost for me /lead tracker. And if you get all this crazy code looking stuff, don't freak out, don't worry about it. It just means you didn't get redirected. So just go ahead and hit /install.php so we can go ahead and run the automated install. If you don't want to do the automated install, you can always go to the manual install folder and follow these notes, import the SQL file, and add these connection details into the config PHP script, and it shows you how to do that here. But let's go ahead and do the automated install. That will be a lot faster for us and easier. So we're going to go ahead and hit start install, and it's asking for the host name of the database server, which for us is localhost, database name, user, and password. So we need to go ahead and go into our phpMyAdmin, log in, go to user accounts, and we're going to create a new user. And to make it really simple for us, we're going to checkbox this thing where it says create database with same name and grant it all privileges. And we're going to change this to local only. And we're just going to name this Lead Tracker DB. So we're going to copy that and generate a password. Never use the root login, always create a separate username and password for each database that you have. It's just best practice. Go ahead and hit, and like I said, make sure you have this check, create database with same name and grant all privileges. So it's going to basically create the username and password and the database on one action. So once the database is created, you can go in the database, see if there's nothing in the database. Now go back to the installation. Now that we have our database name, database username, and then our password that we just created, go ahead and hit install. Now if you get this message, fail to write to the config file, if you didn't get it, you're fine. That means write details are on the configuration file, but in this instance we did not do that. So what that means is inside core there's a file called config.php. I did not give the server write permission to write on this file, but it's okay. We can go ahead and just copy this code since it was unable to edit this file, and we can right click on it, and I like Notepad++. Go ahead and open in Notepad++, return that down, paste that snippet of code that was just copied from here, and paste it in there, hit save, go to our database, and you can go ahead and refresh, and it should at least imported the database, which it did. So we can come back here, hit, and you can see the admin. I created the admin account, and the username is admin. Obviously we need to change this when we log in, so hit login. Let's go ahead and type in admin, and our CAPTCHA, hit login, and we should get logged right in. Yep, there we go. We can go to our profile page here. It's a little bit bigger for you guys. Now since I'm logging in through localhost, that's why you don't see my IP address, and in the activities section you would see your public IP with the country map and everything, which is really nice to have that, so you can quickly see all your users. Like when you go to user list, it'll actually have the last login IP and the country that they're logging in with, which is nice. Alright, so let's go back to our accounts. Just create a new account so you can see this working test. Let's just make it an active and save new account. And you hit view/edit account once it creates it. You can add notes to the account, the history timeline. I can show you that in a minute. You can upload files and attachments to this, and for this to work, you need to make sure you give the server permissions on the upload_md5 folder. So on here, this is not best practice, but just for testing purposes, I put everyone and gave it everything permission, which you don't want to do that in a production environment. You want to give ISS only permissions for that. We can go and just test. Browse for a file. We'll just upload this JPEG here, or this PNG. Upload. You can see upload that file. We can now download it or delete it. Go ahead and download that same image. Open it up. Make sure it works. Oh, and this is a server, so it doesn't have that function. But if we go to downloads and open in Paint, and you can see there's the image. And then we can go ahead and delete that, and I'll delete the attachment. And the audit tab just shows you who created it and if it was updated, this account. Now go into the user list. Obviously this is just going to show all your users. Create a user, logs, it shows you all the functions when someone logs in, what they do. You can see I created a new account called test, and I'll show, like I said, their IP address and everything from there. The account history, the status types are for when you create a new account. You have your active account, contact lead, and you can edit these and you can create new ones here as well. And you can assign different colors. The site settings is where you're going to configure your URL, which is what you want to update, the site title, contact email, so when someone creates a new user account, you get notified about that. The version you're running, and if you're currently up to date, terms of service, things of that nature, and then, of course, update. So just to show you our login, you can see it's just a plain login, but you can go ahead and upload your company logo there. If you just select any kind of image, update it, you can see file has been uploaded. Come back here and refresh, and there you go. And then you can have your company logo on the login page there. So I'm not going to go into everything, but I just want to show you how to install it, get it up and running. You can set up two-factor authentication. And if you don't like those pop-ups all the time, because once you agree to terms of service, that will go away. So we're going to update this, but now we're going to get a different pop-up when we go to our dashboard. It's saying two-factor, but if you don't want people to use two-factor and have that pop up every time they log in, you can just change that in the config.php. You can do right here, hide two-factor authentication pop-up, and if you refresh this page, that will never pop up again. And there's some other settings in here, like set from email. You can change client file upload limit. So right now you can only upload 10 attachments to account, but if you want to change it, you can change that here. The demo mode, of course, that's really only for us, and the rest you don't really need to modify. So that's it. Hope you guys were able to install this, no problem. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thank you.